Hi, my name is Jerry and I'm a Customer Implementation Specialist here at Lone Wolf with the Global Wolf Division. This video tutorial is going to take you through two brand new features that have been added to your Wolf Connect. Here, let me show you. If you bring your eyes to the top left of your Wolf Connect, you will notice that we have added two new tabs, a new interactive calendar and a WIGO feature, which stands for What Is Going On. These two new additions have a host of features that will help agents keep track of everything going on in the real estate world, from upcoming open houses to clients to follow up with to which listings are expiring. With WIGO, there's no such thing as being unorganized. The first feature that we're going to take a look at is the calendar feature. By clicking on the calendar tab, you'll see your calendar slide out across your screen and it'll bring up your current month's view, and all the events that you have entered will automatically appear. When you hover your mouse pointer over any event, you'll see all the details pertaining to that event, the date, the time, and also the description. Any day that has events will also display a downward arrow. By clicking on this arrow, you'll see a pop-up displaying all the events for that day. This is especially handy for the days that have multiple events, and all the events cannot display within the date box. Now, if you'd like to quickly move an event to another day, Calendar has a drag and drop feature. Click on the event and drag it to the day that you would like. Once you complete the drag and drop, you'll then be asked to confirm that you would like to change the date of that event. If you need to further edit the details of the event, click on the event and you'll open the control box, which will allow you to make your changes. So let's go ahead and put a new date and time. Once you've done that, be sure to always click Save to ensure that your changes take effect. On the right hand side, you'll see all the calendars that are available for you to view and a button to add calendar item. If you have multiple calendars, you can choose which you would like to display by clicking on the corresponding checkboxes. If you would like to hide certain calendar events from showing up, you can simply uncheck the checkbox. There are three types of calendars that are available to display: your individual calendars, your corporate calendars, and any other calendars that are being shared. This allows you to differentiate between your individual events, work events, etc. As mentioned previously, in order to add a new item to your calendar, use the Add Calendar Item button. Once you click the button, a pop-up box will appear where you can enter the details of your event, choose which calendar you would like to assign it to, and indicate whether this will be a private or shared event. Now that we've gone over how to add individual events to your calendar, let's go over how you can create additional calendars that you can view. On the right-hand side of any of the calendar types, you'll see a little button with a plus sign. By clicking on this plus sign, beside the calendar type you would like to add, individual or corporate, you'll be able to add another WIGO calendar. Type in the name of the calendar, choose what color you would like it to display as, and decide whether this will be a private or shared calendar. If it's private, only you will be able to view it. If it's shared, then it will be available for others to see if they choose to. If you have decided to make this a shared calendar, you'll see a drop-down menu appear once you toggle over from private to shared. In the drop-down that displays, you can choose who in your office you would like to share with by checkmarking the corresponding checkboxes. When you hit the Save button, you'll see that there is another calendar displaying under Individual Calendars. And if you click the Add Calendar Item button, you now have the option to add events to that calendar. Now remember, only calendars that you indicate to be shared will be. Your private calendars will remain private. You now have the option to add events to that calendar. In order for a team member or administrator, etc. to see that shared calendar, they must click the plus sign beside the shared calendars, and this will display all calendars being shared. They can then select which calendars they would like to view. For administrators who have access to add corporate calendars, you'll have a plus sign beside corporate calendars. When adding a corporate calendar, you'll notice that there is a Force On checkbox. This will cause this calendar to be displayed for everyone, and the events added to this calendar will display on all the users' calendars in the Wolf Connect. Our next exciting innovation is WIGO. What is going on? To open WIGO, you click on the WIGO button located right below the calendar button on the top left-hand side of your screen. Once clicked, it will scroll out across your screen very similar to the calendar feature. When WIGO opens, it will show everything you have on the menu for today. This will display any calendar items that are on the schedule, and also any manual tasks that you have added in. Once an item is completed, you can checkmark that item, and at that point it will literally be crossed off your list. The item will be removed from your WIGO list once the due date is passed. On the left side of your screen, you will also see that below the Today button, there is a selection of other buttons. By clicking on any of those buttons, WIGO will open and display all items that pertain to you in that category. You'll be able to quickly see any unread messages, open houses coming up, contacts you need to follow up with, and much more. By clicking on an item in your list of unread messages, for example, it will open up that message. By clicking on a contact to be followed up with, it will bring you into that contact's details. To add a task in WIGO, you hit the Add WIGO button. This will open a pop-up where you can then input the task information, such as title, description, and due date. There is also a complete checkbox. This will allow you to mark a WIGO item completed. This will also be reflected on your Today view. Once you hit the Save button, that new WIGO item will now display along with the due date. Within WIGO, there are settings that allow you to customize what items appear in your WIGO list. By clicking on the wrench tool to the left of the Add WIGO button, you'll open up your Auto WIGO configuration. The green check mark indicates it is set to display, and a red X indicates it is set not to display. To edit the settings for any Auto WIGO, you simply click on the Auto WIGO you would like to change. A few options will then appear, the first being whether or not to show this WIGO type, and the second being the option to send a reminder. You can also access the WIGO settings in your profile under the tab called WIGO. Now remember, the reminder option will only display for items such as listings expiring and open houses, due to the fact that they're the only ones with predetermined dates attached to them. One last WIGO setting that you will want to customize is found underneath your message settings in your profile. With the WIGO reminders comes the option to have reminders sent to you, whether it is to an email address, a mobile phone, or even a pager. Also, there's a system-generated auto email that will be sent out for the chosen WIGO items each day, summarizing those items for the user. This email, like all other system emails, is controlled from the Message tab in your profile. If you have the toggles turned to red, you will not receive the reminder. And if it is turned to green, then you will receive the reminder. Be sure to remember to use the toggles for the correct device. If you want it to be sent to your phone, be sure to turn the toggle in your phone column to green. I hope that you found this video tutorial helpful. Be sure to check your WIGO to see what's going on in your world. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact training@lwolf.com. You never have to ask what's going on. You always know with WIGO.